the webinar today. We have Morgan from Assurity. She is going to kind of give us an overview about Assurity's products. They have some great products to fit your clients' needs. And without further ado, I'll just let you take over, Morgan.
Perfect. All right, so we should have that PROG screen up for that first slide here. And just a little reminder that everyone that sells with Assurity is available or able to qualify for our Leaders Conference trip, which this next year coming up, we are going to Prague in 2020. So individual producers can qualify, so feel free to reach out to us at Assurity and we can get you that golden number that you need to hit to be able to qualify for that trip and come up with a plan to help get you there. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to contact us regarding that. That next slide here, we're going to go over just our our life products today. So a little bit over, I have the wrong one up. There we go. Excuse me, sorry for the interruption, lost my screen. Okay, perfect. So we are doing just kind of like a broad overview today, really focusing more on the life products and then touching on the health products as well at Assurity. So moving on to that next slide, Todd already introduced me, but my name is Morgan Hobein and I'm the Regional Sales Coordinator here at Assurity, and we work closely with Senior Insurance Marketing with our products and everything, and they're a great group and love working with them. So I will be presenting here today. We are also based out of Lincoln, Nebraska, so that's where our home office is, right downtown, which you will see a picture of the building here on the next slide. So I'll go over a little bit about who Assurity is as a company and kind of why that's important and how it carries over into our business and into our products. So Assurity has been in business for over 125 years, and we really pride ourselves on being a certified B Corporation and have our LEED Gold certification in Nebraska as well. And we are the first building in Nebraska to get that LEED Gold certified recognition. So we're super excited about that and really pride ourselves on it. Why it's important for you and for consumers to use our product, though, just because they're since we have a higher awareness of our environment and really taking care of our community and our people, we really carry that into our products and into the way that we service and process everything. So we do hold ourselves to that higher standard through our environmental and sustainability efforts. So you can be assured as both agents and then as your customers too that you're going to be held to that same standard as well. So we really pride ourselves on that. The first policy that we actually wrote was a disability policy. So, and since then we've grown into kind of all areas of insurance on the life and health side, and then also annuities. So we've really grown our portfolio quite a bit here. On that next slide, there is a screenshot of our individual product portfolio. So like I mentioned, we have a pretty vast portfolio with a lot of different products in there on both the life and the health side. So on the life side, we have our term product, and for the permanent products, we have our universal and whole life, and then some annuities as well. On the health side, we have a full disability product portfolio. So we have 4 different disability products in that portfolio. We have critical illness as well, and then an Acciflex product that's kind of a life and health hybrid. That next slide, we have our agenda here. So we're going to go through, we kind of went through why Assurity already and why I work with Assurity. And then we're going to go over sales strategies and kind of touch on the highlights of those products that I mentioned. So we're really going to focus a lot more on the life products today, but we're going to touch on all the health products as well. So you just get a kind of full overview of everything that Assurity has to offer, and then the markets that they fit in as well. So you'll not only learn about the products and every little detail to go with those, but also how to sell it and what kind of clients to look for and where that niche is with those markets. And then we'll go over the process as well. That's something we really pride ourselves on having an easy, quick process that's all in one building. Like I mentioned, we are based in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where our home office is, and that's actually where all of our departments sit. So we don't outsource anything. Everything is all in one building. So with that heightened sense of communication, we can kind of process things faster, quicker for you guys, and get you answers when you need them. So moving on to that next slide, we are going to go over our life products first. So like I mentioned, we do have one term product, and then we have four different permanent products. The one that listed on there is the joint whole life. But we do have a participating whole life, single premium whole life, and then a universal life, which is a current assumption product. So we're going to first go over the details of all of those, and then you'll notice at the end of each slide is where we kind of talk about the target markets for those, the niches, so you kind of know where each product fits best. So the first slide here, first product we're going to go through is that term product. And the big kind of selling point or kind of highlight of this product, I guess, would be the accelerated underwriting. So we're really going to go in hard and touch on that, I think, more than anything when it comes to this product. So lots to go over on just this one slide, but for the term, our issue ages are 18 to 75. We have a wide range of face amounts, so we start all the way down at $25,000 and go up to $10 million on all underwriting classes. So you can really work with a lot of different clients there who have a lot of different needs based on the face amount that you need. So a lot of room to work with there, really opens it up to just about everyone. Guaranteed renewable to age 95. And then that accelerated underwriting piece. This is this is kind of the important piece and the piece that people find most interesting and what we updated here at the end of 2017 with our term product. So that accelerated underwriting, you'll see the face amounts that we'll write it for listed there. So for the younger ages, 18 to 50, up to $500,000 for that face amount. For the older ages, 51 to 65, will go up to $350,000. So anyone older than that, 65 to 75, wouldn't qualify for that accelerated underwriting and would go through that full underwriting process. Now, the accelerated underwriting, what that means is if you are using an e-app, so again, you'll have to use an e-app in order to access that accelerated underwriting or in order for it to kick in. But what it means basically is once you're doing the e-app, we are going to give you an instant decision at the end. Now, whether that means it is approved and it's going straight to issue, whether it's referred to underwriting or just straight declined. So it'll give you an instant decision at the end, which is helpful no matter what happens here. But the accelerated underwriting, since we have an underwriting engine running in the back while you are answering those questions on the e-app, it's actually pulling that MVR, your driving record. It is pulling a LexisNexis score, running that report as well. So we are running all of those things in the background after we get that HIPAA authorization so that we are able to get that instant decision for you at the end. And if we got a clean app, an app that's all in good order, there is about a 40% chance that it's actually going to go straight to issue. That's about what we're sitting at right now. We're shooting to get to 50% of all apps go straight to issue after that e-app by the end of this year. So, and we're well on pace to hit that goal here. So We've had quite a few that are issued same day or next day, so it's been a really smooth and awesome process for those that are writing those $500,000 and under amounts on that term. So keep that in mind for anyone that's looking for those amounts or under. It works great for the mortgage protection market, so if that's the market you're working in, that accelerated underwriting is really going to get them in and out quickly. It helps if the app's in good order. Again, you have to use the e-app in order to access it, but no matter what, you're going to get that instant decision at the end. And if it does get referred to underwriting, we could process it as full-blown underwriting, or it could be just as easy as a quick underwriting review. So it's a process that we really pride ourselves on moving pretty quickly through the process. So those riders that we have available, I just listed the living benefit riders that we have available, and there's actually one more I'm going to talk about as well, and that's the disability income rider. But the first one that you can add on would be the critical illness rider, and we are going to talk about that standalone critical illness product here towards the end. So, and it works exactly like the standalone product. So if you're familiar with that at all, you're going to notice it's very similar. For that rider, we have 3 different categories for that critical illness, and we pay a lump sum upon diagnosis of any of the covered illnesses. So those categories are heart attack and stroke, cancer, and then another category which has things like severe burns, Alzheimer's, major organ transplant, and things of that nature. And so you'll select a benefit amount. We go up to $100,000, and again, it's a lump sum benefit upon diagnosis. So, and we'll pay up to once in each category. So like I said, we have 3 different categories. So if they're going to select a $50,000 benefit, that benefit's actually going to turn into $150,000 because they have up to 3 different chances to claim on that benefit. Now, the cool thing about this rider and about this lump sum benefit is that it is a completely separate pool of money from that death benefit that they would receive with the term policy. So it doesn't take from that death benefit that they selected if they were to pass away, completely separate pool of money. And the same goes for that disability income rider that I want to touch on as well. That is a completely separate pool of money as well. We go up to $3,000 a month for that monthly disability payment, completely separate pool of money. What's cool about that living benefit rider is if they are at all interested in disability insurance, but they're kind of afraid to pull the trigger just because of all the different bells and whistles that come with disability, which if you've sold disability before, you know there's a lot more that goes into it than with other products. So the rider keeps it really simple. We have a 2-year benefit period, 90-day elimination period, so that's the only one available. We go up to $3,000 for that benefit amount, and again, it's paid out monthly. It's a completely separate pool of money, and there is only 1 underwriting class and 1 occupation class. So it keeps it super simple. It's just a quick little add-on if they've been thinking about disability at all. So highly recommend that one. The endowment benefit rider, it was formerly known as the ROP rider, or return of premium. This one's a very popular one, especially with the younger ages, just because it is so affordable. It's priced really, really well. So I would highly recommend adding it, especially on all those younger ages as well, who are most likely going to outlive their term policy. So what it does is we will pay out up to 100% of those premiums paid in, and that includes all premiums paid in for the riders as well. But it works on a scheduled basis. So when you run an illustration or after you issue the policy, we will actually include a schedule for that ROP or that endowment benefit rider, and it'll show you in what year you would receive something back. So if the person makes it to the end of the term period, they will receive 100% of those premiums back, or if they let it lapse or cancel the policy before it's over, they will receive at least a percentage back of those premiums paid in. So it's really cool that you don't have to outlive that term or get to the end of that term period. If you let it lapse or cancel it for whatever reason, you can at least receive something back. So it's a great selling point if they're on the fence at all. If you just show them that schedule, it gives them a little bit of peace of mind that they're not investing in something that they're going to see no return on, since there isn't any sort of cash value with that term policy. The accelerated benefits rider is something that is actually included on the policy, so it's not a rider that you pay anything additional for or have to think about adding on. It's actually already built into the policy. We will accelerate up to $250,000 of that death benefit if a person is confined to a nursing home or is deemed terminally ill. So up to $250,000 for that accelerated benefits, and again, it's not something you have to think about adding on, it's just included with that term policy. So the uses for the term product here, kind of the target markets, the niches, of course, mortgage protection. That's the huge one. That's what we see term used for most often. So we'll see people come to their agent and say, I just want to protect my most important asset, which is usually their mortgage. They don't want to leave their family with that burden of paying that house off. So what they do is they figure out how many years they have left to pay off that mortgage, what their balance is, and that's how they kind of determine what they need for their term policy. And people will be surprised at how little they actually need, or how much people assume that they need a lot more than they actually do. So when you sit down with them and really figure out what their most important asset is, or what they want to protect the most, which is usually their mortgage, they don't need as much as they think. So that term policy, that life insurance, is not going to cost as much as people perceive it to. People think insurance is a lot more expensive than it actually is, which you as agents would definitely know. Income protection as well is what it's used for. So not only with the disability rider, but also the critical illness rider. So adding those on there as living benefits really protects them. You know, the term protects them and their family and their loved ones in case they would pass away early or unexpectedly or whatnot. The critical illness and the return of premium rider protect them while they're still living. It protects their income. It protects their mortgage. Income is actually the biggest asset that people own, and they kind of forget because they're always thinking about material things being the most precious thing that they own. But without that income stream, they're unable to pay their mortgage. They're unable to pay for their insurance. They're unable to pay for groceries. So it's really important to protect that income, especially in dual income households. So people that depend on both of those incomes, if one of them were to pass away, it would really help them out to be able to have that income still coming in from the second person. So that's our term product, kind of in a nutshell here. Moving on to the next slide, we have our single premium whole life. So this is actually a new product. Well, it's not a new product to our portfolio, but we actually recently made some changes to it. So if you're familiar with the old product at all, a few of these things may look a little different. The issue ages, it's 15 days to 85 years. So it used to be to 80, so we upped that issue age just a little bit. You'll see that face amounts listed there, underwriting classes. We have the select non-tobacco, standard tobacco, and then we also added a juvenile underwriting class. So single premium whole life, we will see used a decent amount for grandchildren or for gifting. So that's why we went ahead and added that juvenile underwriting class. It is guaranteed renewable to age 121, and we do have non-medical limits built into that as well. So that didn't change from the old product, but those are listed there. The riders that you can add onto it, I'll skip down to that accelerated benefits rider just because we did already talk about that with the term, and it works exactly the same for the single premium whole life and the other permanent products as well. So you can accelerate up to $250,000 for that benefit if they're deemed terminally ill or confined to a nursing home. The single premium insurance rider, you can add that in along with your base. You can put some in the base, some in the SPIR. Most often we'll see probably a 50-50 split. Another big change that we've seen with this, or one of the bigger changes that agents are excited about, is the commission change. So you can check with your commissions licensing department at Senior Insurance Marketing, and they can get you that information. So the next slide is talking about that participating whole life. And you'll see too, I didn't talk about the uses or the target market with that single premium whole life, and that's because it's pretty similar to the participating whole life. So we're going to kind of combine those and talk about the target markets with the whole life product as a whole. So issue ages 15 days to 85 years. We have the face amounts listed there. It is guaranteed renewable to age 121 as well. Like I said, it is participating, so we do pay out dividends, and there are I think 7 different options on what to do with those. So that's located in our either on our consumer flyers, or it's in our product guide in AssureLink as well, so you can check those out. So some of the uses that we see this most often used for, and I'm not just talking participating whole life here, I'm also talking the single premium whole life, and then I'll touch on the joint whole life as well. So joint whole life works very similarly to the participating. We just do joint age and joint underwriting classes, so keep that in mind. And obviously, as you know, joint whole life is most often used in buy-sell agreements and with business owners. So yeah, you can keep that in mind with the joint whole life, and it is a first-to-die product. So participating whole life, we often see this used with juveniles for college planning or whatnot, school planning, whatnot. So it's often given as a gift, or parents will call into the agent, or the agent will call into us and say the parent has $200 to spend each month per kid, so what can we get for that? And we'll run it for that. So I see that example used most often. Again, for the single premium whole life, we see it used a lot for gifting. So we'll see grandparents give it as a gift to a newborn or a grandchild or whatnot. It's an excellent cash value builder, so that's why we see it used a lot for retirement planning, estate planning, and then also for college funding as well. And then for business owners, so we see it used in key person situations, buy-sell agreements, and all of that. So moving on to the next slide, we're going to move into the health product side of the portfolio. And this is kind of the fun side just because there are a lot of cool, unique products that we have here. They may not sound unique because a lot of people have disability, a lot of people have critical illness, but I think the things that go into them make it unique. So especially that critical illness, which is what we're going to talk about first. So I have the simplified and the fully underwritten kind of combined into one, but they work very similarly. Just the main difference is obviously the face amounts, and then the covered illnesses as well. So the simplified has 13, the fully underwritten has 22 covered illnesses. So main difference between the two, but we'll run through it real quick. They have the same issue ages, so it's 18 to 64. The face amounts for the simplified will go $5,000 up to $50,000. And the face amounts for the fully underwritten will start at $50,000 and go up to $500,000. So there aren't a lot of critical illness plans out there, if any, that will actually go that high. But we most often see the simplified used. And the main reason for that is for the instant decision, which we'll get to here in a second. So for the simplified, it's guaranteed renewable to age 75. For the fully underwritten, it is guaranteed renewable to age 75 as well, but the benefit does reduce 50% at age 65. So keep that in mind. For the features, we talked about this a little bit with the term product as a living benefit rider, but it works exactly the same. So it is a lump sum benefit paid out upon diagnosis of one of the covered illnesses, and we do a 3-category approach. So we have the heart attack and stroke category, we have a cancer category, which includes invasive and non-invasive, and then another category that has Alzheimer's, burns, paralysis, major organ transplant, and many others. It's just kind of a mixed category. So we'll pay once in each category. So once we pay out in a category, so say someone has a heart attack, we will pay out that benefit amount in a lump sum, and then we'll close that category. And then say they come back 5 to 10 years later and they are diagnosed with cancer, we'll actually pay out that full benefit lump sum again, and then we'll close out that category, and they'll just have that other category open. So it's not a one and done product, which is awesome. So say they select like a $50,000 benefit, it actually turns into a $150,000 benefit because we're paying it out up to 3 times. And then the instant decision is kind of what I mentioned already with the simplified, and what makes the simplified so easy to sell and by far our most popular product is because there is an instant decision at the end of every EAP, and over 90% of those simplified critical illness policies are actually going straight to issue right away. So there's really little to no underwriting needed on that simplified critical illness. It's just if there's any family history to look into, or if there's a script hit or something like that that maybe just needs a quick underwriting review. So it's a very quick and easy product to get moved in and out. People are getting that product in and out of here in 1 to 2 days. So it's a quick moving product, pays great commissions. You can write it in high volume, and everyone needs it. They just don't know it. So it's definitely a product that's not talked about enough. If you do any sort of health insurance or Medicare supplement, especially when the new product comes out, this is going to be huge to supplement those high deductible plans or to supplement the Medicare as well. And the reason why I say wait for the new product to come out, especially for that senior market, to make it fit in that senior market a little better, is because we're going to be raising those issue ages to age 70. So it really opens up a whole new market for the senior market. And that's because, retirement age is age 65. They're getting that Medicare, and the issue age was 64. So we were cutting them off right before they moved to Medicare. Now that opens up kind of a whole new opportunity. And look for that product. It says spring 2019. It'll actually be probably the end of spring. So still spring, but look for it at the end of May or very first of June is when the official rollout date is. So it's pretty exciting to have an official rollout date. Finally, we do have all the states filed, just kind of waiting on those to come back, and more states are being approved every week. So we'll go away with the 3-category approach as well, but it's not going to be a one-and-done product still, and we will be combining the simplified and the fully underwritten into one product. So we won't have 2 anymore, we'll just have 1. And what I mean by getting rid of that 3-category approach, but it's still not being a one-and-done, is actually they would have to actually satisfy all of those covered conditions in order for that product to close. So there's a very, very good chance that none of your clients will ever have that product close out unless they are extremely unlucky. But once they have a heart attack, stroke, whatnot, we will close out that illness, and there won't be any sort of recurrence paid out on, and there will be a waiting period between those covered illnesses as well, which I believe will be about 6 months. So as we get closer to that rollout date, we will definitely be revealing more and more new things about this product. Those are just a couple things off the top of my head that I know are going to be changing with the new product, but there's going to be a lot more that goes into it too, so it's going to be really, really cool. We already have a great product. We already have a product that's very different from anything else in the market as well. We're just kind of enhancing it and making it even simpler to use. with the since we'll have only one product, we will have non-med limits built into it. So that simplified process that we have with the simplified CI now will still be there, and it'll still be, we're still thinking it'll be the over 90% automatically sent to issue. So no worries there. Moving on to the next slide. So this looks like a smaller slide, but there's actually a lot packed into one slide because we do have 4 different disability products that offer full protection in case of a disability. So on the paycheck protection side, we have 3 products. We have the Century Plus, which is our fully underwritten. This is definitely by far the most commonly used product on the disability side. We have a simplified disability product, so when you think simplified CI, this is very similar, but on the DI side. And then a graded benefit or impaired risk product as well, which we're one of the only ones on the market. On the payroll protection side, we have a business overhead expense, so it's kind of an expense reimbursement type product. So we'll take a look at what your expenses are each month and then give you an allotment as you pay, like your payroll, your lease, and all of that. We'll reimburse you for that. If you don't use the full amount that you are accepted for, we'll actually roll it over to the next month. So it's not a use it or lose it product, which is really nice. So that's an awesome product. Back to kind of the paycheck protection slide, just to go over those. We go up to age 18 to 60 on the Century Plus or the fully underwritten, and we'll write from $300 a month up to $20,000 a month. So I would say our niche is definitely the $150,000 and under per year income stream. So that's kind of blue collar into middle America. So I mean, 150, you're still looking at engineers, attorneys, a lot of medical professionals will still fit in that market. So kind of keep that in the back of your head. With the $20,000 a month max limit, we can actually write up to $450,000 a year. So we can write kind of a very large array of different occupations. With the simplified, we'll go up to $3,000 a month. So that's definitely blue collar. It fits actually into 90% of America, along with life, along with same with the health products. People think they need a lot more than they actually do. So what we found through our research is that about 90% of Americans have a median monthly housing costs of a little under $1,500 a month. So with that $3,000 max on the simplified, a lot more people fall into that range than you'd actually think. So it's not, the product isn't used enough, I would say, and it's a really quick moving product. There's no financial verification, there's no paramed, which, you know, everyone's trying to save time. No one wants to turn in all that stuff or go do a paramed or whatnot. So that's what makes this product really great. And it's a fast-moving product as well, just like the simplified CI. That graded benefit is actually automatically offered if we aren't able to offer on the Century Plus or the simplified. So that's something that'll kick in. Again, we'll grade the first 2 years, and then after that it'll be 100%. So where we fit best, definitely with those business owners, since we do have the paycheck protection and the payroll protection side. If you have a small business owner, especially with 5 employees or less, we're able to protect both sides. Since they're obviously not going to do those big group worksite plans, we're able to offer them, you know, Century Plus for them and Simplified for their employees, and then business overhead expense. You're kind of able to put together a package for them for their group. So again, business owners, especially those small business owners, and middle market, like I already mentioned, $150,000 and under is our sweet spot. That's where we're priced the best, but we can really make just about anything work, since we can go up to $20,000 a month with that fully underwritten product. And then the pink collar market as well. So by pink collar, I mean women. So women make up the majority of the occupation market when it comes to nursing or medical, teachers, event planners, a lot of those similar markets. So it's a really untouched market for one reason or another, the women market is. So it's an awesome opportunity to go in and really seize, because there's a lot of them that have never been offered coverage, or there's just a lot of people in those positions. And for our medical professionals, we'll write them all at 3A. So keep that in mind. And then the last product we're going to touch on today is the Acciflex product. And like I mentioned, it's kind of a hybrid product. You have to have a health license to sell it, but it is a death policy as well. So accidental death is what it actually is, but there is an accidental disability rider that you can add on to it. So that's kind of where the health part comes in as well. Issue ages are 18 to 60. We'll write up to $350,000 for that death benefit. Again, it has to be an accidental death. And we do have a couple different riders available on it. We have the disability income rider. We'll write up to $1,800 a month for an accidental disability. And then we have return of premium on that as well that you can add. So this product is awesome because it's as close to guaranteed issue as you can get. So there's just one health question on there. It's, do you have HIV or AIDS? So as close to guaranteed issue as you can get. We can issue the same day. If you write an e-app in the morning, we can issue it by the afternoon. It's very affordable for the client, quick issue, high volume sell. It's a great product that you can upsell with, so you can sell alongside something else. It's also great for those who don't qualify for life insurance because of their health or because of like a high risk occupation or whatnot, so like pilots. You can at least get them some sort of coverage. So great product to kind of fall back on and sell a lot of volume. So that next slide, kind of just going to go over the process here real quick. We do have an e-app available for all products. So all of our health products, all of our life products, even our annuities have an e-app available. And we do have a tele-app available for most of our products as well. And then paper for all of our products as well. And those are all located in our AssureLink, our agent portal. So if you have an agent ID and you're contracted with Assurity, you can create an account there and access all of the apps. You can run illustrations. All of our marketing material is in there, underwriting guides, product guides, and all of that. We do upfront underwriting, which is especially important with disability. Since we do it all upfront, it makes the claims process really quick and easy because we don't have to go back and look at financials or medical or anything like that at the time of claim. And we do that for all of our products. So all of that's done up front, so it makes the claims super easy for the client, which claims can be kind of a pain in the butt. So that's a really important feature. Our signature options, since we do have an e-app, that means we're able to do DocuSign. So we can, as long as they have a personal email address, we can send that signature there. You know, you can do it in person if they have a driver's license with them. For the critical illness product, the simplified critical illness, we do have a voice signature so that you are able to do kind of a three-way call between you, the client, and Assurity and get that all signed and wrapped up right on the phone. Our customer service line, these people are able to help you with just about everything. So they can help you with issues with AssureLink. They can help you do quotes or run illustrations. If you have any sort of underwriting questions, they do have all of the underwriting manuals. So they're able to do kind of those pre-application risk assessments. So keep that in mind. That number is there with their direct extension, so you can get right to that department. We're looking at e-delivery by the end of 2019, so be looking for more information on that. We would like to kind of make the process even quicker and not have to wait on that snail mail to get your policy and delivery requirements and all of that by mail. We can get it all by email. So be looking for that feature to come out here before the end of the year. That last slide, just open it up for questions. Not sure if you'll be able to chat. If you can chat in your questions. Not sure if the lines are open or if everyone's muted.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I'm muting everyone right now. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to say right now, or if you can put them in the Q&A and we can read it and get your question answered as well. I'm trying to unmute everyone, but somehow it's not working for me. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties here. So unfortunately, I can't unmute anyone here, but if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the Q&A box. And always feel free to give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing. Our phone number is 877-800-3080, and we'd be happy to help you out with any questions you have, or client that you're working with, or get contracted with Assurity, and or send out applications for you or anything like that. So I don't see anything in the Q&A box here, Morgan, but I appreciate you going over the great term products, the whole life products, single premium, and the participating whole life, and also the critical illness and the disability, and Acciflex as well too. So give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing, 877-800-3080, and we'll be happy to help you out because we want to help you grow your business. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.